What has it been like to put your own twist on the fairy tales you grew up knowing?
I feel like that is one of the most fun parts of the show.
Are you Emma Swan?
Yeah.
My name's Henry. I'm her son.
And interestingly, didn't start for me until later in the show because for the first while, Emma really had to be that foundation of reality.
I know the hero never believes it first. If they did, it wouldn't be a very good story.
That was the thing that attracted me in the first place. There was this kind of this world that we all thought we knew. It was going to be twisted slightly.
Who's that?
That is someone you don't want to mess with. They call her Bo Peep.
I think it's one thing that this show does so well is take these characters that we've known and loved for most of our lives.
What's the name of the place we're headed, Captain? Neverland!
And create a newer version of them and sort of put a twist on them to make them more relevant.
I left my talking phone in the back of your truck. It's just called a phone. What an impractical name.
What we've done is made these characters real and relatable and flawed and said, you know, a la a gimmick telephone, these are the real people. And you've heard these other things about these people. They became these myths and legends. But here's what that was really about.
You really don't know who I am. I'm your sister.
It feels a little bit naughty because you're like, that's not quite how it was.
Details, details.
But those stories are so nostalgic and they're so filled with sense memory. You know, it takes you straight back to when you were a kid and it was being read to you or the first time you saw the cartoon version.
First beanstalk.
I didn't think that I would ever be playing Captain Hook because, you know, he was an older man traditionally. And to be able to do that and then try and take that character and make him my own, it's kind of a fun thing to do.
And all you have to do is sign on the dotted line.
When it turned out that it was Rumpelstiltskin that sent Cinderella to the ball and not the fairy godmother, that was it for me. I thought there's something quite dark in there as well.
Every story needs a memorable detail.
We all know these stories, and when there is a twist or a character's having relationships that you would never guess, especially when it's your own character.
I will never comprehend why you continue to stand by my side.
I love you.
That's been one of the biggest joys, to be able to take all of these characters that we all know and love and give them such a depth of history that we've never known before.
They'll never love me.
So sad, and yet so true.
I never knew this much about the Evil Queen because I don't think this much existed. So it's been a lot of fun. Playing this iconic character, growing up and seeing her my whole life.
Get down!
It's extraordinary the power that this show seems to have, and it connects people.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
Sorry I'm late.
A huge, beautiful draw of the whole fantasy, you know, idea of being drawn into another world.
I shall destroy your happiness.
It's really fun giving some good characters a little bit of a dark side and some bad characters a little bit of a good side.
I love you. I love you too.
What is your favorite Disney fairy tale?
My favorite Disney fairy tale.
I loved fairy tales growing up. When I was little, I was very much a girly girl, and my mum would read me stories before I went to bed.
Come to the window.
This changes all the time. I mean, it used to be Snow White.
Me and my twin sister would always watch all the Disney animated films, and I think her favorite and kind of my favorite was Cinderella.
Now you have a good time, but be sure to watch the clock.
We also enjoyed Snow White. I always liked the Seven Dwarfs.
Everyone, grab an axe. It'll give you your dwarf name.
Is Dumbo a fairy tale?
And The Little Mermaid was my favorite.
How did you do that?
I used to babysit little boys that thought I actually was Ariel, so I used to sing them all the songs.
Robin Hood was always in the lexicon of all little boys, especially me. When you steal for someone else, that makes you a hero. I liked the idea of independently roaming around the country, being kind of a hero and doing good things.
It is a chipped.
No, it's just a cow.
I got really into Beauty and the Beast. Lately, I've been into Sleeping Beauty.
The Queen may be evil, but I'm wicked. And wicked always wins.
I watched The Wizard of Oz for the first time, you know, when I was like 5 or 6, and the Wicked Witch of the West was so terrifying. Yeah, I used to have the awful, awful nightmares.
You're melting.
And now here I am playing someone that's probably giving other children awful, awful nightmares, which I find hilarious. It's sort of come full circle.